Hi students, I am Praveen Sebastian Paul. In this lecture, we are discussing the static testing in software testing environment. A static testing is a software testing technique by which we can check the defects in a software without actually executing it. Its counterpart is dynamic testing, which checks an application when the code is run. Static testing is done to avoid errors at early stages of development, as it is easier to find sources of failure themselves. Static testing helps to find errors that may not be found by dynamic testing. The two main types of static testing techniques are manual examination as well as automated examination or analysis using tools. In the manual examination includes analysis of code done manually, also it is known as reviews. Automated analysis are basically static analysis which is done using different tools. There arises a question why the static testing are implemented. The static testing is performed due to the following reasons. They are early defect detection and correction, reduced development time scales, reduced testing cost and time, for improvement of development productivity, to get fewer defects at a large stage of testing. So these are the reasons why the static testing is performed during early stages. There arises one more question, that what is tested in static testing? In static testing, the following things are tested. They are unit test cases, BRD, that is business requirements document, use cases, system requirement as well as functional requirements, prototypes, prototype specification documents, database fields, dictionary spreadsheets, test data, traceability metrics document, user manual as well as training guides and documentation, test plan strategy document or test cases, automation as well as performance test scripts. Static testing, a software testing technique in which the software is tested without executing the code, and it has two parts as listed below. They are review as well as static analysis. When we come to the review, in static testing, review is a process or technique that is performed to find the potential defect in the design of the software. It is a process to detect and remove errors and defects in different supporting documents like software requirement specifications. People examined the documents and sorted out errors, redundancies, and ambiguities. Reviews is of four types. They are informal review, walkthrough, peer review, as well as inspections. In the informal review, the creator of the document put the content in front of audience and everyone gives their opinion, and thus the defects are identified in the early stage. When we come to the walkthrough, it is basically performed by experienced person or experts to check the defect so that there might not be problem further in the development or testing phase. In the peer review means checking the documents on one another to detect and fix the defects. It is basically done in a team of colleagues. In the fourth stage, that is the inspection is basically the verification of document. The higher authorities like the verification of software requirement specifications, that is SRS documents. During the process, the different types of participants that take part in this testing are the moderators, authors, scribe, reviewer, as well as manager. The moderators perform entry check, follow up on rework, coaching team member, schedule the meeting, etc. The author takes the responsibility for fixing the defect found and improves the quality of the document. The scribe does the logging of the defect during a review and attend the review meeting. The reviewer checks the materials for defects and inspect those defects. And finally, the manager decides on the execution of reviews and ensures the review process the objectives are met. In the second part, that is the static analysis part, the static analysis includes the evaluation of the code quality that is written by the developers. Different tools are used to do the analysis of the code and the comparison of the same with the standard. It also helps in following identification of following defects, that is, unused variables, dead codes, infinite loops, variables and undefined values, and wrong syntax. The static analysis is of three types. They are data flow, which is related to the stream processing. The second one is control flow, which is basically how the statement or instructions are executed. And third one is the cyclomatic complexity, which is a measurement of the complexity of the program that is basically related to the number of independent paths in the control flow graph of the program. Usually, the defects discovered during static testing are due to security vulnerabilities, undeclared variables, boundary violations, syntax violations, inconsistent interface, deviation from the standards, non-maintainable code, design defects, missing requirements, and inconsistent interface specifications, etc. So dear students, in this lecture we had discussed the static testing. That is, the static testing is a software testing technique by which we can check the defect in software testing without actually executing the program. Its counterpart is the dynamic testing, which checks an application when the code is run, and the static testing is done to avoid errors at early stage of development, as it is easier to find the source of failures themselves. And the different type of static testing methods are manual testing as well as automated analysis using different tools. So my dear student, hope you had understood this topic. Dear students, kindly go through this assignment question. The questions are: first one, define static testing. Second one, why static testing is performed. And thirdly, what is tested in static testing. Fourth one is, what are the parts of static testing. Fifth one is, what are the types of testing review. And sixth one is, what are the types of static analysis. So dear students, hope you had understood this. In the upcoming lecture, we will discuss the static analysis tools used for static designing or static testing. So my dear students, see you soon. Until then, goodbye. Thank you and all the best.